What folklore creature do you think really exists? The Kraken is almost definitely an extra thick colossal squid and I want him found. n.wikipedia.org This is probably exactly what the Kraken is. I assume once your deep sea giantism gets to the point you no longer have a natural predator, the only thing that can take you down is man. That sounds so badass. Once you become so big and strong nothing can kill you, men will. Nature, nothing can take down this gigantic creature that's evolved for hundreds of thousands of years to be the top of its food chain. Caveman, hold me grog. Big Club Apex Predators. If you watch Tier Zoo videos, you'll learn our superpowers are throwing and sweat. If there was an undiscovered folklore creature somewhere, I'd put all my money on it being one of the ocean ones, Loch Ness Monster, Kraken, etc. Some sort of sea monster. The ocean is so incredibly big and goes insanely deep. Who knows what we can't see in the depths? Edit, to everyone hitting me with the Loch means lake not ocean. Yes, I am very aware of that. But it is called the Loch Ness Monster because it was seen in Loch Ness, a lake which is very much connected to the ocean through River Ness. Which means if it is real, there's a chance it's from the ocean, making it a sea monster. Although to be fair, I have no idea how big the river is. But it could have slipped through the river when it was a baby and grew up in the lake. The oarfish inspired many sea serpent myths as well. Officially the longest was 36 feet, but there have been reports of them growing to 56 feet. Edit, lots of comments on how these are totally sea serpents. I think the difference is they aren't known to sink ships and drag sailors down. Or they're just so good at it we haven't been able to prove it yet. Happy sailing. Do sea serpents exist? No, turns out what we thought were sea serpents are just gigantic serpentine creatures of the sea. Damn. Most of the ocean things I wouldn't be surprised by. Considering coelacanths were thought to be extinct until relatively recently, I think it makes sense that there's all sorts of crazy shit down there that we might never discover. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Also Mothman, just because I think it's hilarious and too ridiculous to be fake. If Mothman did exist it would be ducking terrifying. If I found out Mothman actually existed, I'd nope the heck out of this life. Kinda scared to Google on case of scary creepy image, I'm ducking weak sorry, what's Mothman? Edit, thanks everyone for answering. You rock. Back in like the 1900s there was a reporting of a couple, I'm pretty sure, they saw a giant man with wings and red eyes flying in the night time. Fast forward another 100 years or so and there has been numerous reports of this creature. Most people claim to have seen him right before a catastrophic event happening such as the falling of the Silver Bridge. Nobody knows if he is there to warn us of these events or if he is the cause of them. One town even has a memorial of him. Nobody knows if he is there to warn us of these events or if he is the cause of them. Dude could have at least warned of us. 911 SMH. Plot twist, Mothman was the plane. Might not be new to most people, but the jackalope actually does exist. Technically. The jackalope is a North American legend, a rabbit with antlers. In reality, it's a rabbit suffering from a virus that causes weird growths on its head. Can confirm. It's a papilloma virus, similar to HPV in humans, but for whatever reason bunnies are more susceptible to having it go haywire. If you look up the tree man, that's an example of the virus going haywire in humans. Imgur.com, edit, not truly NSFW, but kinda disturbing image. If you look up the tree man, life is disgusting. Megaconda. It's just a really, really big anaconda, and since those snakes grow continually throughout their lives, I wouldn't be surprised if some have, in the past, gotten over 50 feet or more. There are unconfirmed sightings of anacondas around that length actually. The problem with confirming these things is that you would have enough people, and strong people at that, to hold it out all the way extended and measure it, or you would have to kill it somehow, before it got away. So basically impossible. Just hold a wireless mouse against it as it slithers past, then measure how far the cursor moved on the monitor. Or you can knit a sweater for it. If the sweater fits, that's your measurement. If not, then knit a new sweater. The Pukai of Maori myth. Or at least, it did exist. We've got fossils. The Maori killed off its food supply. Edit, it's the Haast's eagle. I think orang pendek probably existed until relatively recently, still probably maybe extinct for thousands of years though. The stories make sense, they are widespread and common in the areas it was said to exist, and there's a fossil record for small hominids in other islands in Indonesia. So no one is gonna bring up that artist's impression on the wiki page. Felt cute might go extinct later. Russian Yeti. There was a 3-hour documentary on Discovery and it freaked me out. I'd love to believe that one day when we have mastered the whole space travel thing, we will detect alien life on another planet which will freak everyone out, mass panic. Then we go to their planet for a little look and it's just a bunch of Ewoks jabbering about being adorable. But Ewoks are terrifying, they eat other sentient creatures and can fight and win over a technical superior trained soldiers. According to the legend's lore, Ewoks have magic that can completely destroy planets. So don't duck with the Ewoks, man. That Japanese creature with an eye on his butthole that runs up to you and moons you while looking at you. Sure, I'm Japanese, lit. Buttocks eye is a strange guy with an eye in the place of his anus. The story goes as follows: long ago, a samurai was walking at night down the road to Kaido, when he heard someone calling out for him to wait. "Who's there?" he asked nervously, only to turn around and find a man stripping off his clothes and pointing his bare buttocks at the flabbergasted traveler. A huge glittering eye then opened up where the strange man's anus should have been. According to legend, St. George the Dragon Slayer earned his moniker by traveling to Middle East, Libya, fighting and killing a dragon. You might assume, and many did, that the story was made up. But they discovered art in the Middle East from the time period showing a knight in full British armor fighting a giant crocodile. So I think it was all true and the dragon was real. The people of Britain just didn't know what a crocodile was. Edit, shouldn't have said British armor, better to say knight's armor. Edit 2, Middle East should be Africa, I'm a dumb immersion. Edit 3, the art was from Barcelona and supplied by the much better informed Uki Alexandria, whose reply is below. Miro.medium.com x14001 jpfhxdh80zpc4vbpfw.jpg. Edit 4, I'm pretty sure the people of Britain still don't know what a crocodile is. I'd really like to see that art, it sounds cool. I think he's talking about this piece of art, though it's actually from Barcelona. Miro.medium.com. I talked about it a bit more about the St. George Dragon vs. Croc thing in a direct reply to his comment. There's weird shit in the deep woods. I've lived in and around significant mountain ranges, and some deep forests in the south. Heard bears and wolves and mountain lions calling out of the deep woods. The thought of a Wendigo or Goatman scares the piss out of me. Weird shit happens when you get too deep in the forest. Man, I read that Goatman story on here and it was freaky. We're missing 411 sort by the top of all time. I regret reading that, lol. Unicorns are, as the modern world know it, as rhinoceros. It's kind of hilarious that the entire reason the concept of a unicorn exists is that the closest thing shitty artists could relate to while trying to draw a rhino was a horse. Early elephant drawings are also horribly inaccurate. Let's all remember how medieval cats are drawn, and we can rest assured that elephants could have 5 trunks, tusks out their ass and ears on their legs for all they knew. Edit, I see many don't know what horrors need to be unleashed, so I'll just make it easy for you all medieval cats and you can thank me later. The sea bear. The techniques to keep it away are very complicated. That's an oval. It has to be a circle. Move over. Good thing we're wearing our anti-sea rhinoceros underwear. I would not be terribly surprised for us to discover a North American ape or monkey living in the deep woods. But I will be shocked if it is more than 2 feet tall and 50 pounds. We humans are unbelievably bad at estimating size and distance. Ask any hunter about ground shrinkage and that is on an animal they love and know passionately and spends years staring at. Someone catching a glance of something odd and remembering it huge is not even a little unusual. There are monkeys in Florida, not native of course, but we do have wild monkeys now. We do. Roommate once proclaimed, "Yo, there's a cat on your mailbox." Of course, all race to the porch to see. Sure enough, there's a furry gray blob sitting on the mailbox. My other roommate just kept murmuring, "Kitty. Kitty." It's a kitty, but then its tail dropped and curled, quite unlike a cat, and its head turned towards us. You've never seen a bunch of Florida girls hauling ass faster before, I swear. We ended up calling wildlife control and they found it 2 houses down. It was not the first in our area, and sadly it wasn't the last. There's more now, specifically around the parks, and they are not nice. And they are not nice. Monkeys rarely are. They're little assholes. They're proto-humans, what do you expect?